Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Shawn Mackey Show. He's so unpredictable. Mother Nature calls him for advice. Fuck! I was only supposed to go for 13 seconds. So I'm trying something new with this week's episode, with recording it. I think I got the whole royalty thing figured out. I'm going to use, and I created a new intro and a new outro using the provided clips through Riverside where I record the podcast, and then some sound effects that I found that didn't need or weren't subject to the copyright stuff. So I think we're good there. And I uploaded a video last week on YouTube and I didn't get the copyright tag. So I was good, but I was only supposed to wait 13 seconds at the beginning of the video because there's going to be a photo overlay. You'll see that on the video part, but on the audio podcast, again, go check out the videos. I put them on YouTube, and I'm going to be better this season about putting every episode up. Last season, I called it the makings of the Shawn Mackey Show, and I was putting up crap here or there, just kind of throwing wet noodles against the wall to see what would stick. And now I'm just going to try to upload each episode. So that's what I was really essentially doing. I was making sure and trying to make sure I could get stuff to upload on YouTube that I didn't get hit with the tags and have to, do some other shit. I want to do this correctly. It is season 2, episode 3. That is an absolute wrap on the Chicago Bears preseason. They end up 2-0-1. They had the tie. They come back in tremendous fashion last night against the Chiefs. Some issues. The Bears starting offense against the Chiefs' second teamers at the beginning of the game. The first 2 drives, terrible. Ben Johnson absolutely reiterates that and says, I thought we put that shit behind us. We got to get better. We got to get better fast. He said the offense looks sloppy with Caleb Williams at the helm. Botched snap. There was a sack on the second drive. Things not going so well. So they've got things to work on. And I was sitting there watching that game at the beginning going, wow, this is not good. And, of course, Patrick Mahomes comes out and he does Patrick Mahomes type stuff. And he leads the Chiefs offense, and boom, Bears are down. Couple of scores, right? And I'm just thinking, wow, you looked so good last week. What the hell happened today? Friday night? What, you all worried? You trying to get out to the club? I don't know. First quarter, Kansas City, 10-0. All right. And then it comes out, Kansas City, they put up another 10. Bears pick up 10. Now it's 20-10. Bears end up with a 29-27 lead. Tyson Bajan, man, I told you, I like this kid. I'm going to tell you what, he got that extension. They know the Bears did not want to let him go. I don't blame them. I don't care what all the armchair quarterbacks and the Facebook warriors said about him having a noodle arm. This dude can play. He can lead the offense. He does what he needs to do. And he led that 2-minute drill and boom, dropped that pass in there. Oh my goodness. Drops that pass in there for the Bears to take the lead with 2 seconds left to go in the game. I like the kid. He's going to go in the way of one of those backup quarterbacks that probably, makes that 20 some odd $1 million range over his career. Who was that guy? Was Chase Daniel, maybe? Bears had him for a minute. Dude knows the game. He could play. He could flat out get it. I don't know. Tyson, boy, if Caleb struggles, whoop. I'm going to back up the truck. I know you're going to get pissed off, but here's the deal. You put a better offensive line together. You've got some offensive weapons and targets for Caleb. If he still struggles and there's sloppy play and it continues, and Ben Johnson is a first-year head coach who has said some things, who absolutely has to back them up, what does he do? What do you do? Whoa, man. And that's the position Bajent has put the Bears in right now. And I know Ben Johnson was doing a lot of hype talking about Tyson Bajan this entire preseason. I think he really likes the kid. So this is something we're going to need to keep an eye on as Bears fans, because how long do you let the superstar go? The guy you used your second number 1 draft pick in 2 years for, in favor of a D2 quarterback who gets the job done. Oh my goodness. Cannot be. But we'll have to wait and see. We're going to get into the Bears season coming up. It starts, I believe they're starting off with 2 division rivals back to back to start the season. And I believe they start the season on a Sunday night. Okay. So we have to now, as football fans, now, thank goodness college has started. So we got a couple of games. We got some of the lower divisions, the D2 schools, the NCAA lower divisions playing. And then next week we got number 1 Texas and number 3 Ohio State. And that's something we're going to get into when we drop the Sunday episodes, when we talk about college sports, because this whole freaking ranking season, not ranking season, but system, this ranking system, and it fluctuates. It goes up and down based on, I don't even know what it's all based on. It's the writers, and you got the AP, and then you've got this other shit. And then these guys get ranked, and you look at this team lost, or you look at his rank. Why are they ranked number 3? They got a loss, and back and forth it goes. And then when they get time for the new playoff structure, it fucking changes again. And so it's a mystery to me. And we're going to get into that. And I'm going to need to find somebody who might be willing to come on the show to explain the whole system to me. But how the season ended up last year and how the season's starting this year in the NCAA college football realm is just boggling my ever-loving fucking mind. But we're going to get into that. As I said, we're dropping a new schedule on you. We're dropping episodes and posting them, shorter episodes, 15 minutes or so, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Check it out. You can catch us on Spotify. You can catch us on Apple. And we're on a whole bunch of other places you might stumble upon. So go fucking check it out. So here we go. Bear schedule, upcoming game. Minnesota Vikings, 7:15 p.m. And they start out week 1 on Monday night. Fuck, I gotta go. So week 1 NFL starts, and that Sunday, I'm not even getting to watch the Bears. I'm watching other people play. Okay, great. I'll be taking notes, talking some shit about what I see in those games. And then the very first episode that we are dedicating to the NFL season on our Tuesday post, which that's why we were posting on Tuesdays, because we were going to have the games on Sunday, the games on Monday. We could recap that shit, boom, post on Tuesday. And then we take the news from Tuesday to Thursday. You get Thursday night's game. And boom, we record and we post on Friday. Sunday, you get our post about the NCAA. All right. And that's how we're doing things. So we start out week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings. Week 2, back to Sundays at noon against the Detroit Lions. So to get things started off for this new schedule that we're posting or going to do, we're going to keep today's episode pretty short. All right. You heard me get on some things, talked a little bit about now. Okay. I didn't even talk about it. That game against, let me back up the truck again one more time. But that game, the Bears-Bills game, and I know, Bills weren't playing, some of their starters weren't playing many starters. It was great for Bears fans. That was a great route. Kept putting up points, kept doing things. That was another game that Tyson Bajan came out and shined in my mind. Caleb Williams did a little bit better last week against the Bills than he did yesterday against the Chiefs. So I kind of wanted to get that and throw that in there. And then we're going to finish up the last few minutes here with the Chicago Cubs. Something I'm going to get into, and that's how we're going to do things. Again, we still love the Cubs. Baseball season's getting down to the playoff time, and we want to be able to discuss some playoff action here on the Shawn Mackey Show. So we want to get some of that into each episode. So the Cubs did really well, I guess, not really, really well against the Brewers. They win 3 out of 5. And take that series against the Brewers 3-2. Knock themselves down in the standings. I think they got down to 7 games. They, in the 9th inning, Pete Crow hits a home run yesterday for Cubs, end up beating the Angels 3-2. So we got the Angels. That's where we stand. Cubs still second place in the National League Central. I think they're still leading the wild card. I want to get into something here in the future because that's how I want to finish this with you, is this whole Kyle Tucker deal. Now, and it's funny because I can see his side of it as a player, and I can see the side of it from how the fans perceive it. I can see the side of it, how management maybe dropped the ball on this one a little. It's very complicated right now in my mind, but it's swirling around in there based on what I've heard and seen and read over the last couple of days. Based on how the Cubs have played and what has transpired over the last couple of weeks, ever since the second half of the season started after the All-Star break, I absolutely have some thoughts and opinions on this, and I want to take some time to gather them up. So I'm going to hit you with a little teaser here that we might get into some of this Kyle Tucker discussion on Saturday, next Saturday's episode, entire week. We're going to start our new schedule. We're going to hit you with Tuesday. With this episode, it's Tuesday. That's where you're getting it. No, I'm sorry. You're getting this episode Sunday. It's the end of the preseason. We're not starting a new schedule until the week of September 7th. So, I don't know. Stay tuned on my thoughts and opinions about this entire Kyle Tucker mess that I feel may have contributed to what we have seen happen recently with the Chicago Cubs. I'm out. Peace. Hey, if I made you laugh, made you think, or even made you smile, please tell all your friends. If I didn't, Just keep that shit to yourself. Thanks for listening to the Shawn Mackey Show.